Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore, RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news. The Baltimore Ravens have always been a team that commands respect in the NFL, with a rich history of success, innovative coaching, and a passionate fan base that believes in their relentless pursuit of greatness. Over the years, the Ravens have built a reputation for their stout defense, dynamic special teams, and a creative offense led by some of the most exciting players in the league. As we look toward the future, one of the most intriguing narratives revolves around their ongoing quest to find that perfect balance, an offense capable of explosive plays, sustained drives, and ultimately Super Bowl wins. And right now, the buzz is swirling around a potential blockbuster trade involving Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. A move that could be a pivotal moment for Baltimore's championship aspirations. But before we dive into the specifics of that trade, let's take a step back and appreciate the Ravens' recent history, especially their offensive evolution. Since the franchise's inception in 1996, the team has experienced peaks and valleys, with their most iconic era arguably under the leadership of quarterback Joe Flacco, who led Baltimore to a Super Bowl victory in 2012. Fast forward a few years, and the team found a new identity with Lamar Jackson, whose dual-threat ability redefined the Ravens' offensive approach. Jackson's emergence as a dynamic playmaker transformed Baltimore from a run-first team into a versatile offense capable of attacking defenses in multiple ways. In 2023, Jackson's impact was undeniable. He threw for 210 yards, 22 touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions, while rushing for an additional 768 yards and 8 touchdowns. His ability to extend plays and create yards on the ground remained a hallmark of the Ravens' offense. However, despite Jackson's talent and the team's innovative schemes, Baltimore's aerial attack has faced some criticism, particularly regarding their ability to consistently stretch defenses vertically and generate big plays through the air. This is where the potential addition of Brian Thomas Jr. becomes so compelling. The Jaguars, under head coach Doug Peterson, have been on an upward trajectory, but as they have invested heavily in Trevor Lawrence and their offensive infrastructure, some players have been moved or phased out to make room for new talent or to address salary cap challenges. Thomas, a promising young receiver with exceptional athletic traits, could be the piece Baltimore needs to unlock a new level of offensive explosiveness. Baltimore Ravens. A deep dive into the team's identity and future. The Ravens are more than just a team. They are a symbol of resilience, innovation, and strategic excellence. Their defensive units, historically some of the best in the league, have been anchored by Hall of Fame linebacker Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Terrell Suggs in years past. The 2023 roster continues this tradition with standout defenders like Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and Odafe Oweh, forming a formidable backbone on that side of the ball. Their defense ranked 4th in points allowed per game, 19-2, and 3rd in total yards allowed, making them consistently tough to beat. Offensively, Baltimore has been striving to evolve beyond their run-heavy identity. The 2023 season saw Lamar Jackson and the offense rank 8th in total yards per game, 377-3, and 10th in points scored, 24-7. Yet they still lag behind some of the league's most potent offenses, especially in the big play department. Their deep passing game was hampered by inconsistent downfield threats, and this is precisely where Thomas Jr. could become a game changer. The potential impact of Brian Thomas Jr. Let's analyze Thomas Jr.'s profile more deeply. At 6'2" and around 200 pounds, Thomas combines size with blazing speed, running a 4:35-second 40-yard dash and posting impressive agility scores. His college production at LSU was eye-catching, over 300 yards in his sophomore season with 12 touchdowns. His ability to separate from defenders, win contested catches, and make acrobatic plays in traffic makes him a prime candidate to become a primary deep threat at the NFL level. In 2025, Thomas played 16 games with 82 receptions for 212 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging 75. 8 yards per game and 8 yards per reception. His yards per target, YPT, was 11.4, and his yards after catch, YAC, average was 5.8 yards, demonstrating his ability to gain yards after the catch and turn short throws into big gains. His contested catch rate of 61.5% underlines his fight for the ball, and his route running improvements have only made him more versatile. When considering the Jaguars' roster situation, the decision to trade Thomas could be driven by their structural needs. Jacksonville finished 6-11 in 2025, with their defense ranking near the bottom, 28th in points allowed. Their offensive line was also inconsistent, and their salary cap situation was tight, with around $16 million over the cap heading into 2026. Christian Kirk, their primary slot receiver, has a contract that pays him over $18 million annually, and the team might see trading Thomas as a way to recoup draft capital and create cap room for future signings. Trade details and strategic rationale *** sources indicate that Baltimore is in advanced negotiations to acquire Thomas, offering a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, along with a second-round pick in 2027. Such a deal would be significant, signaling Baltimore's aggressive approach to bolstering their roster. The move would also reflect their long-term planning, acquiring a player with high upside and immediate impact. For Baltimore, the trade makes strategic sense. The team has roughly $25 million in cap space, which comfortably covers Thomas Jr.'s projected cap hit of approximately $12 million in 2026. This financial flexibility allows Baltimore to integrate him seamlessly while still maintaining room for other roster moves. The team's focus is on maximizing Lamar Jackson's prime years and ensuring their offense can keep pace with the league's most potent units. Impact on Lamar Jackson and the offense * Lamar Jackson's unique skill set makes him one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL. His ability to throw on the run, combined with his rushing threat, makes defenses constantly adjust. However, his deep ball accuracy has been a point of contention in the past, often inconsistent and sometimes off-target. Adding a player like Brian Thomas Jr., who can stretch the field with his speed and catch radius, would force defenses to respect the vertical route, opening up the entire offense. Statistically, adding Thomas could lead to a measurable increase in Baltimore's EPA, expected points added, per pass, potentially by over 21%. Third down conversions could improve by nearly 28%, turning manageable situations into sustained drives and setting up scoring opportunities. This kind of offensive upgrade could be the difference in close games, especially in playoff scenarios where every possession counts. Deep dive into the AFC North competition. The AFC North has become one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL, with Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland all vying for supremacy. The Ravens, traditional rivals, the Steelers and Bengals, are known for their physical style of play and stout defenses. Pittsburgh's defense, anchored by T.J. Watt, and Cincinnati's explosive offense led by Joe Burrow, have kept the division fiercely contested. Adding Thomas Jr. would give Baltimore an offensive edge, particularly in high-stakes divisional battles. For instance, against the Steelers or Bengals, a deep threat receiver could exploit secondary vulnerabilities and create big plays that shift momentum. Baltimore's defense is formidable, but in the NFL, having an offense capable of trading punches and delivering explosive plays often determines playoff success. Historical context and future expectations. Historically, the Ravens have been a team that emphasizes a balanced attack, ground and pound complemented by stout defense and opportunistic special teams. Their Super Bowl victory in 2012 was built around a stellar defense and timely offense led by Flacco's playoff heroics. Since then, they've tried to replicate that formula with varying degrees of success. In recent years, the NFL has shifted towards pass-heavy offenses, and teams that can stretch the field have a significant advantage. The addition of Thomas Jr. could usher in a new era for Baltimore, one where they can match the aerial prowess of AFC rivals like Kansas City and Buffalo. The team's long-term goal remains a Super Bowl, and the move to acquire a true deep threat reflects their commitment to that pursuit. Looking ahead, the Ravens' key objectives include maximizing Lamar Jackson's prime years, developing their young talent, and building a roster with enough versatility to adapt to evolving league trends. If the trade for Thomas Jr. happens, It could be the catalyst that elevates Baltimore from a good team to a perennial contender, capable of challenging for multiple Super Bowls in the coming years. Player profiles and deep analytics. Let's delve into some player-specific analytics. Brian Thomas Jr. Asterisk, his catch radius is among the best for receivers his size, and his ability to track the ball in the air is elite. His high YAC average indicates not just speed but also agility and vision after the catch. His contested catch rate of 61.5% compares favorably to NFL leaders, and his route tree is expanding, making him more than just a vertical threat. Lamar Jackson. His career passer rating is 102.3, and his EPA per play is among the league's top for quarterbacks with significant rushing contributions. His deep ball completion percentage in 2023 was around 36%, which is respectable but leaves room for improvement, something Thomas Jr. could help address. Rashad Bateman. The Ravens' current primary receiver Bateman has shown flashes of brilliance but has struggled with injuries and drops. His 2023 season included 46 receptions for 615 yards and 4 touchdowns. Adding a consistent deep threat would not only elevate Bateman's role, but also diversify the passing attack. The broader AFC landscape and the Ravens' championship window, the AFC has become a gauntlet of elite teams, with Kansas City Chiefs reigning as the kings, Miami Dolphins emerging as a threat with their explosive offense, and Buffalo Bills always in the mix. For Baltimore, the path to a Super Bowl involves overcoming these powerhouses, and the addition of a game-changing receiver like Thomas Jr. could be just what they need. The Ravens' championship window is currently open, especially with Lamar Jackson's contract situation remaining a point of focus. If they can build an offense that is both dynamic and sustainable, they could contend for at least the next 3-4 years. The coaching staff, led by head coach John Harbaugh, has a proven track record of adapting and maximizing talent, and this potential trade fits perfectly into that philosophy. Expectations and strategic outlook. Asterisk, if the trade materializes, expect Baltimore to continue their trend of aggressive roster building, possibly adding more pieces through the draft or free agency to complement Thomas Jr. Their defense remains one of the league's best, and with an upgraded offense, they could become one of the most balanced teams in the NFL. In the short term, fans should expect a more vertical, explosive offense that can strike from anywhere on the field. The Ravens could also prioritize upgrading their offensive line to give Jackson more time to find his new weapon, Thomas Jr., and establish chemistry early in the season. Looking further ahead, Baltimore's front office is clearly aiming for sustained success. They've shown willingness to invest in star players and draft smartly. The potential addition of Thomas Jr. aligns with their long-term strategy of building a team capable of competing for multiple Super Bowls. Conclusion. In summary, the potential trade for Brian Thomas Jr. represents a bold, strategic move by the Baltimore Ravens, one that could redefine their offensive identity and significantly improve their Super Bowl odds. With his elite speed, contested catchability, and proven production, Thomas could become the focal point of Baltimore's aerial attack and a nightmare matchup for defenses. Baltimore's fans should be excited about the possibilities. This move isn't just about adding a player. It's about signaling the team's intent to contend at the highest level, leveraging speed, athleticism, and tactical innovation. The AFC North is already a fierce division, but with this kind of upgrade, Baltimore might just reclaim their spot at the top and finally bring another Lombardi Trophy home after over a decade. Stay tuned, Ravens faithful. The offseason is heating up, and if this trade happens, it could be the start of a new chapter, one filled with explosive plays, thrilling victories, and maybe, just maybe, another Super Bowl victory for the Baltimore Ravens. The future is bright, and the purple and black are ready to soar. Character count: 10, 52 characters.